104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
What the hell's going on out here?
Now, here's Jimmy Ott and Charles Hannegriff.
Yeah, for some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live?
From Ruffino's on Highland Road, welcome to the Friday edition of Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Hannegriff along with Jimmy Ott. Jordan Kinchin's back in the studio. Our full lineup on Friday with us. Sans Max, who is playing a little golf. Trying to tweak his game. He's pretty good golfer.
I
there,
played
Max.
with him.
He's
probably you call it maybe the last dance. I don't belong on a golf course anymore. If you get a,
I never did. I like to go out there sometimes, but I'm
no,
not any good.
it was beautiful, but no, Max can play. No, I mean I give him a hard time, and just try and keep them young kids humble. But no, he can hit the hell out of the ball.
He even found a dozy place up in Monroe.
He better. I mean, he likes it. Damn, he sleeps and drinks it.
He's doing pretty good.
So, are our golf picks doing any good? I haven't even checked, Charlie.
Oh gosh, I've been
Berger in Henley.
He usually handles that. Let's see.
I'm just still catching up and ship DJ off to
Henley's in 10th place.
Oh yes,
at 4 under.
Okay.
And
right.
who else did you say?
I got Daniel Berger.
Daniel Berger, further down the list.
Okay,
further down.
Right.
He is even par.
Who's
He's
winning?
in 41st place. The leader right now is Tommy Fleetwood. Wes did say, he said that lovable.
Yes,
what do you call him, the lovable loser?
Well, he's won a lot in Europe, but he has not won an event in.
Because Cam Young had won last week for the first time.
Yes,
I think,
yes,
and he says
yes,
his first one over here.
I asked Humans if he was still betting him, and he said, unfortunately, not. I gave up betting on him, and a year ago.
Kind of like me and Ricky Fowler. He's 10 under par, 3 under for the day. He's through 6 holes. He's got a 2-shot lead. Colin Morikawa 3 shots off at third place. And they are in Memphis, where I understand it is quite hot, which I got no problem believing. So we got a lot to get to here today. Let me start with the LSU stuff. They are practicing right now. That practice is closed to the media. That practice was originally open to the media. It was closed to the media. They decided that last night. So Joe Sloan, the offensive coordinator, the play caller, was scheduled to speak today from the very beginning of camp. He's going to hold that commitment. As soon as practice is over, I don't have an exact time, but as soon as they start, we'll have the updates from what he says out there. That is as scheduled. That was scheduled from the beginning of camp. Brian Kelly has let each of his coordinators speak one time during camp, which is more than we ever got before in a lot of cases. So all of that's normal. Is it normal for them to move practice around the scheduling a little bit? Yes. They do this all the time. Not usually major moves, but do they move the practice inside when the weather gets bad? Do they sometimes move it up to move it around 15 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that to steer around weather? Yes, they do that all the time. Do they usually close practice after they have opened it? They do not. I'm not reading anything into that at this point. But do they usually do that? No. Is it unheard of? No. That has happened before too. I understand why everybody's speculation and everybody's dander is up over this. Something happened to Nussmeier in Wednesday's practice that caused him to go off. Every media outlet that I have seen and everybody that I have talked to says that it is nothing that is serious. A bone bruise, a tweak of something. Yeah, okay. Something happened, but was it anything serious? Everybody we've talked to said no. Okay, that is the universal deal right now, and I'm going to take them at their word. Did they cancel media availability today because they didn't want to see Nussmeier sit out? I don't necessarily buy into that. That why they closed practice today is up to them. We're going to see tomorrow. Okay, there's a scrimmage tomorrow. Media is open. That has not changed. We're going to go out there tomorrow at 9:45 in the morning, And if he's not playing, we'll tell you. And if he is playing, we'll tell you. And that's all I can do right now. So that's the facts, okay? That's everything I just told you is factual. And I'll only give you my opinion. If something was really wrong with Garrett Nussmeier, okay, with all this, if something was really wrong with him, I don't think that Brian Kelly would send Joe Sloan out to answer the questions that are going to come with what would be an injury of that stature. I think Kelly would handle it himself, because the first question, Joe Sloan could go up there and give out the winning lottery numbers for tomorrow night, and the first question he's going to get asked about is Garrett Nussmeier. I don't think they would send Sloan out if there was something really wrong with Nussmeier. I think Kelly would handle it himself if that was the case. That's my opinion, okay? So I've given you the facts. I've given you my opinion. We'll see what Sloan says when he comes out whenever practice is over. You have any opinion on this?
The line wouldn't have just moved a half a point or a point, depending on where you shop, if there was something more seriously.
Yeah.
You know, he obviously had some sort of something happen, you know, and so somebody overreacted to it or tried to.
That is what I think. That is what I think happened. Again, I'm not saying nothing happened. Some happened. Okay. But this was not a full contact.
Charlie, it's
took
August.
him off on a stretcher,
it's
whatever.
A month of overreactions by fans
Yeah.
or for insiders or whatever.
It did catch people's attention
Right.
when
Well,
they closed practice today. So
they closed practice today. That happened too. Practice was closed that day.
It
2
was
days ago, Wednesday.
Yeah.
It was closed that day.
It was scheduled to be closed though.
That's the only difference.
They changed it.
It's open tomorrow. They're not closing the scrimmage, right?
They are not closing the scrimmage.
You'll be able to sit in the press box for about 2.5 hours watching them stretch before they start.
I actually think it's on the practice fields tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think it's inside. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's on the practice field. So
it's open, right? Entire time.
Whole thing is open.
Hey, man, look, that red non-contact jersey, it means no contact.
It does, but it's a rough, tough sport, and it goes at a high speed, and sometimes guys clip each other. And that's my
It'll
best.
Be a non-contact.
Was
it non-contact or he got hit?
It was non-contact.
So Patrick Queen didn't lay out Burrow this time again?
He didn't when I say non-contact, they're not allowed to hit the quarterbacks, but there is some contact. I mean, somebody clipped him is what I think. On the knee or the ankle or whatever.
I get that, but then there's also the Patrick Queen.
It's not that. Yeah, when those guys were about to, drop the gloves and
well,
it
should.
Yeah, you're not.
I mean, what? How would that have impacted that season?
How would that have? Yeah, affected LSU history pretty.
Well,
significantly.
I don't think it's as much as that, but this season's over without him. So you can't chastise, and not that you're doing it, but you can't. The fans are going to be concerned.
Yes.
I mean, that's natural. That they're not out of line for that. I mean,
Right.
If they're a little bit, oh no, does this mean? I mean, it's part of it's August, man.
If it was anybody else, it'd be like,
Relax,
okay, well, this person
man.
right.
Hit the beach.
But it's
Go watch some horses.
It's
Shoot.
it's Nussmeier. So as soon as Sloan talks, it's supposed to talk when their practice is over. We'll tell you what he says as soon as that happens. You watch any preseason last night? Watched a bunch of that. Was going to watch Anthony.
It was such
Richardson.
a light night. There was only one game in MLB.
Yeah, there were only 4 games period, and 3 of them were in the
A little
afternoon.
extra innings bleed over into prime time for Seattle and
Skenes is good.
Oh, I'm sorry, Skenes. Yeah, he kind of got out of a little trouble. He was there. There were some chances, what I'm trying to say, for Cincinnati, and they took him out after 6, but he got run support.
Yeah.
He had 3 in the first.
First time he's given up 7 hits. Many as 7 hits.
I didn't see the exact stat line
in either year.
But yeah, so he got hit a little bit. Even that one by Brian Hayes, Charlie Hayes' kid who played third base for Pittsburgh, who's been an underperformer, like a 240 hitter. I mean, really, he got a hit off of him. I mean, he went through the left side, but no, Skenes is. Yeah, so a little bit different. Get a little bit different way to get there, huh? Gives up more hits than usual, but gets more run support, gets a win. Still way out in front is the Cy Young odds too.
194 ERA. I'm just going to throw
he's under 2?
Yeah, he's under 2.
Golly.
And
how many innings?
6.
No. For the season.
100 and 100 and.
Is he on pace for 200? Got about 7, 8 more starts.
His total innings for the year, regular season, 144.
Okay, so he's on pace to about 175, 180.
Yeah, he's averaging right at 6 innings a start. He's been 7 innings a couple of times and 8 once, but about 6 innings. We talked about his pitch count a lot. He has not exceeded 108 pitches all year. Most of his outings are 95 to 105 pitches. So that's usually about 6 innings with his strikeout total.
Well, he's on his way, huh? I mean, he is, back-to-back starter for the All-Star game. I mean, so you got that. He's minus 280 right now. The closest is last year's runner-up, Zach Wheeler. So it's plus 190.
He's not allowed an earned run.
See, this is
in Pittsburgh all summer since June 3rd, in all of his home starts. He's gone 2 months worth of home starts without allowing an earned run.
That's over 2 months. He has not allowed an earned run at home.
At home, no. Some of these numbers are ridiculous.
And they kind of had some chances. They had like second and third, 1 out. He got out of, I know, at least once. But here's the problem, we're looking at the odds for the NL Cy Young Award. Skenes, big cushion for Zach Wheeler second. And then Chris Sanchez. That's the guy that got let off because they threw Mizorowski in there with 25 innings pitched. You see? Mm-hmm. Come on, man. That's. The
longest stretch for a Pirates pitcher at home since earned runs became a statistic.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, as good as Rick Rhoden was, or Doug Drabeck, or
you're gonna remember this name. He had a really nice stretch there with the Pirates. Zane Smith. He started with the Braves, and he had his best days with the.
He wasn't as good as the guys I mentioned earlier.
No, but he had the longest.
He had a stretch, huh?
He had the longest stretch along with a guy from 1915.
Bob Walk was another.
Unfortunate name for a pitcher. Yeah. And the Reds don't want to see him. He's got a .39 ERA career against the Reds.
Not allowed. How many
innings.
starts is that at home? Since June 3rd.
I think it's 6, something along those lines. Let's see.
Does he have a winning record yet?
Nope, 7 and 8. Getting there. Won his last 3 decisions since June the 3rd. 4, 5, 6, 7 starts.
They are hitting the ball a little bit better. It couldn't be worse.
No. He's special. We'll talk with Chris Mero about some of the NFL preseason
stuff.
We'll
talk. Yeah, for sure, including Burrow. I mean, they look sharp. I mean, it worked. You had a little risk involved there, but hey, that defense. I'm sorry, I put out the first half line. I mean, minus 6.5. Went from 3.5 to 6.5 first half. I mean, everybody was betting it. By the way, all 3 dogs won last night. Covered the spread, but that defense. They played the starters on defense, too. All we're talking about is Chase. We're talking about Burrow, T. Higgins. By the way, T. Higgins dropped a touchdown. I don't think he had an incompletion, basically. It's second-team defense. You should do that. But, damn, the second-team offense shouldn't go through your defense like that.
They did.
So maybe more of the same this year for the Cincinnati Bengals. We're at Ruffino's today. We are pardon our progress over here at Ruffino's, man. We are doing a job at the bar. So that is under construction. So when you enter the restaurant, we're to the left in the sort of the banquet bar area. So got the TV over here. Barry's here. Hal's here, Mr. Curtis is here, so all of the regular attendees. So has it been perfect attendance since I've been gone? Huh?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Mm-hmm. Just making sure. So the fried shrimp, andouille crusted Gulf shrimp with the tasso cream sauce, creamy polenta, and brown butter is one of our appetizer features. The duck fingers, boy, they're popular over here. When we can get them? There sometimes the supply can be a little bit shaky, but we got them right now, so take advantage. The crispy duck fingers with the bang bang slaw, orange chili sauce, soup and salad specials. The shrimp and corn chowder is our is a soup special today, and then a strawberry and spinach salad. Yes, in memory of Charlie Baglio. Oh, this is a strawberry man. Baby spinach, strawberries, candied walnuts, crumbled feta, red onions, lemon, pomegranate vinaigrette. Entree features a bone-in pork chop, grilled-in bone-in pork chop with the shrimp bordelaise, the brioche croutons with the wilted spinach. Fish Marjorie is our fish special today. Fresh Gulf catch, jumbo lump crab meat, mushroom cream sauce with roasted vegetables. And then we have a prime rib today and all through the weekend. 22-ounce 44 Farms prime rib, locally sourced with the au jus and house-made mashed potatoes over here at Ruffino's. There you go.
Live from the hidden
Haven't done that in a
pour.
while.
The hidden pour is what we're calling this here, our auxiliary bar. The hidden pour at Ruffino's. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Sound Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crown Sound Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze. The perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Phil Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Doe's Eat Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. The Chuck Oliver Show. Weeknights at 6 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Chris Mero joins us right now. Was spent a lot of time with him at the track and beyond. So, Chris, what you up to right now? You're en route, huh, to Las Vegas?
I actually left 15 minutes early today. I left at 4:45 a.m. and I just pulled into the Wynn.
Okay.
I'm in the parking lot, and the phone rang, and it was you guys. So let's talk some sports.
Did you watch the preseason games last night?
I did. I kind of mentioned it on the Bet River show that we did yesterday. I know we were a baseball show, but we had a little extra time because there was only 3 games going on, and I got asked, what I thought about the games tonight, and I go, one thing's for sure, that the Colts are going to be terrible, and I'm pretty sure the Colts are going to be terrible, especially when you have a quarterback controversy with 2 guys who probably wouldn't start for many other teams. I'm not sure if this Anthony Richardson's ever going to be healthy. Kind of a fluke thing last night with his finger, but he goes out early. They had 3 blown protections in the first 4 dropbacks, and then they bring in, Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes. I mean, this guy his accuracy, would say it's erratic at best. I mean, wide open guys, he's overthrown by 10 yards. He's throwing balls right into the defensive back's hands. He could have had a couple more interceptions last night. I don't think much of this Colts team. And, maybe the tight end Warren from Penn State will help him out offensively. But the defense was a train wreck. I know they didn't play all the starters, but it just doesn't look like a well-oiled team, the Colts, and I expect them to go under the 7.5 this year.
They've been a 500 team combined the last 2 years, but I'm with you a little bit there as well. And a couple of things. First of all, on Richardson, do you think he should have had a little bit? It was a blown coverage. The guy came clean, but that's to the side he's facing. That's not his blind side. Should he have a little bit more of awareness there, or is that?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I feel like if you listen to Steichen after the game, he kind of threw him under the bus a little bit. And now you're going to see what's going to happen. So they had a plan where they're going to start Richardson for a quarter and a half, bring in Jones for the end of the second quarter, and then the vice versa this coming week. Well, now this week they're saying they're probably going to play the starters on the offensive line. So, I mean, are they really giving Richardson a fair chance? But to your point, you got to be a little bit more aware. And you got to hit the hot receiver, or at least just get rid of the ball so you don't get creamed.
We don't know if now he's big, he's athletic, strong, fast. I mean, he's and has an arm, but he needs. So we know. But as a making throws from the pocket in the NFL, you have to do it. Okay, at some point you have to do it. But he might not, with all the reps in the world, he might not ever develop. But he's got no chance with only 1 year starting, and now he's going to miss some more reps here. I mean, and if they're going to bench him after 5 games when they go 1-4, I think the Colts window may be closed. But I just kind of feel sorry for him because he needs 48. Like Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Okay, I mean, if that guy didn't start as much, he'd have never taken a snap as a starter, whether due to injury or not, in the NFL. So Richardson has, all this upside, but, he just doesn't. And part of the lack of feel, the accuracy, it's just all over the place. So kind of part of me feels a little bit sorry for him. But, that was not a good decision to leave Florida early. But he's drafted in the – here's one, Charlie, we're talking about. You can't be drafted much higher. You're 4th pick in a draft.
Right.
But you need to stay. I mean, you have no chance if you don't play more college ball.
And we've seen that happen.
The comparison is obviously Trey Lance, same situation. Both played about, 9 to 10 games in college. Next thing you know, they have all this talent. They get drafted in the top 5, have 0 chance to develop. The game's moving way too fast for them. And before you know it, the teams get impatient and they have to move on. So without getting the experience, you're not going to improve. And how are you going to get the experience when you're so bad? So, everyone makes fun of Brock Purdy. He shouldn't have got the big contract. But Brock Purdy, when he has guys on the field, he throws the ball where the ball is supposed to be thrown. There was a guy in New England who threw the ball where the ball was supposed to be thrown for many years, and it's a successful way to run an offense. And if you don't know where to throw the ball before the snap, that's a problem, and I don't think Richardson has any idea about that.
Real quick, this is off topic, Chris, but LSU is still on the practice field. I think there was some thing out there that Sloan was going to talk at 11:30. He's talking when practice is over. Practice is not over. So if you're tuning in right now going, hey, what's up with Nussmeier? We're waiting for practice to end. It's not over yet. So
okay. All right. So as far as the Daniel Jones stuff, go back and I used to watch him. And listen, he's got solid mobility for a quarterback, okay? But he's not one of these super athletic quarterbacks. And why is Daboll running? I mean, these design runs over and over, these read options. And, even when they had their good year and they went on the road and beat Minnesota in the playoff game before they got drilled in Philadelphia. But I see why. He's not a good passer. I mean, this was a reach on draft day. If you recall that draft day, man, wait, they take a Daniel Jones this high? And so, yeah, I agree with that, Chris, as well. He did not look great throwing the ball last night.
Especially in the red zone. You can see when the field gets, a lot shorter, he has, his happy feet. He's getting rid of the ball either too quick or too early. And a couple of times last night in the red zone, I mean, he was 10 yards past the receiver. I mean, they weren't even remotely close passes. And it just kind of, I just kind of figured that's what was going to be with this team. It's only the first preseason game, but I'm not high on their defense and I'm not high on their quarterback play, and that could be a recipe for disaster.
All right, Joe Burrow, second choice to win the MVP currently for this season. He might have had an MVP season, but the team was not a playoff team, and, well, team success does have an impact on individual awards, right or wrong. He was outstanding last night. Well, you would think so. They were going against the number 2 defense, even more so. The only incompletion was dropped by T. Higgins. 15 plays. I was listening to Cincinnati broadcast last night. We were told a few series, and we speculated, well, if we had one great one, will they pull him out? 2 great ones? Well, they said, the broadcast said they want to get them up 15 plays. They got exactly 15 plays in the 2 touchdown drops. But that's not the story here. The story is that defense. They played some starters last night against the Eagles backups, and the Eagles went right back to, are we overreacting to this preseason, our first glimpse of this Cincinnati defense, which was so bad last year and kept them out of the playoffs?
No, definitely not an overreaction. I mean, you might as well blindly bet the over in every Cincinnati Bengal game this year. I think you'll be over 500 on that, and that'll be a winning proposition for you. Obviously, Hendrickson's not playing, but the kid from Texas A&M had some bright spots. I saw a few clips, isolation on him, where he really dominated his guy at the line of scrimmage. But the rest of the team, they don't have much. Ever since the 2 corners, the 2 safeties left 2 years ago, one went to Atlanta. I forget where the other one went. They haven't shored up the back end, and linebackers haven't been the same in a long time. And without Henderson in there, they're in deep trouble. So he better sign, and they better hope they get the most out of the Texas A&M first-round draft pick, because I can't see many of these games going under. Burrow's going to put up yards. They're going to put up touchdowns. They have one of the most explosive offenses with the two of the best receivers on the same team, and Joe Burrow, who's as good as it gets. But I can't see this team going far, especially in the playoffs, with that type of defense. It's a shame they can't put it together. They're gonna waste this Burrow window.
And look, Charlie's line, a week at the all-important position of ownership. So we wondered who was going to win this battle. Burrow, we think he's very special. He is very special. Would he lift this organization up, or would they limit him to what he can accomplish in his NFL career? Chris, you got a couple of big futures. I've got one of them, San Diego, to win the NL West. They're 2 back now after the Dodgers. They're very aggressive. I'm looking at the schedule for the rest of the month, and in the last 2 months, they could stay close. This is going to be the tough month, August, for them. September, they have more of the favorable schedule against the Dodgers. But you got San Diego to win the West. You also have your Boston Red Sox. They're down to 4. It's a 4-game lead against Toronto. Toronto is no superpower. They are prone to having a little slide. Maybe not in Denver, but they're playing each other. San Diego's playing Boston. Dodgers are playing Toronto this weekend. Who are you pulling for?
Yeah, it's a crazy dilemma. I was talking to my dad about this. I'm like, I'm not sure who to root for. I guess I want one of the 2 teams to go 2 out of 3. I don't want any sweeps. I don't want it to get too far either way. I want it to be manageable going into next week because Toronto, as you mentioned, playing the Dodgers, and they also play the Cubs in Texas. They have a really tough 9-game stretch. Boston is at San Diego, then at Houston, then they come home, and then they have a 4-game stretch at the Yankees, which is going to be exciting. Some really good matchups this weekend in baseball. I mean, you got Yankees, Astros, Padres, Red Sox, Dodgers, Toronto, all the top teams playing each other, and it's wide open. And I can't believe they're still pricing the Dodgers at this high a favorite for the division.
I know.
Padres have been right there. The Dodgers, I mean, if you look back in the past 2 months, the Dodgers and the Yankees are both well under 500. Well under 500. It's not a small sample size. We're talking 2 months of baseball. And if you watch that Dodgers game on Wednesday afternoon, they had a 3-2 lead against St. Louis. They brought in the bullpen, absolutely couldn't get an out. They blow that game. They don't have that clutch hitting that they've had in the past. If Ohtani doesn't spark the lineup right off the bat, I feel like the games just kind of lag. They're always scoring 3 runs, 2 runs. Mookie Betts hitting 220. The other guys on the team, they got Muncy back. He had 2 home runs the other night, but it's just not the same offensive firepower. And with all the injuries on the pitching staff, and the back end of the bullpen I feel like they're out of gas due to the fact that they keep using Ohtani for only 2, 3, 4 innings, and they're wasting the bullpen in those starts. And I feel like as soon as he came back to pitch, that's when the team's kind of taken a downturn. I'm not sure the exact correlation for that, but the bullpen hasn't been strong. So I'm hoping for 2 out of 3 Red Sox and maybe 2 out of 3 Dodgers, cut the Red Sox lead to 2. And, the Padres will be 3 out, and it'll be manageable for both of us.
What Chris is referencing to, say, the 2 Western divisions. The NL West lead is 2, and they're minus like 500. The AL West, the lead is 1.5, Houston over Seattle, and it's like minus 165 plus 135.
Not even like 125. I saw 125 on the Astros.
The odds are completely different. We're up against the clock, Chris, but MLB full weekend, any picks today or preseason football?
I kind of like the fact that the Washington Commanders are getting 6.5 against New England. The New England hype seems a little out of control. That seems like a pretty big price. I know Daniels isn't going to play. I took all the points last night, and it worked out. Small wagers, not going crazy in preseason, but I feel like laying over almost a touchdown in a preseason game is kind of nuts.
Hold the fort down for us at the Win when we spend a little time over there. We'll be broadcasting from Radio Row at Circa in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks from now, in Las Vegas for that Thursday and Friday. So looking forward to it. I mean, what the hell? What kind of time did you leave this morning? It's 9:30. If you got to Vegas at 9:15.
4:45. 4:45. I didn't get pulled over.
Well done. I'm glad you arrived safely and you didn't have beep, beep, beep the whole damn way, huh? Yeah.
Oh, we got a new vehicle this time.
Thank you, Chris. Have a good time.
All right, have a great weekend, guys.
Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings, 296-0060. Full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional services, which you get when you call 296-0060. Our great team at Legacy Title, Ashley Bonham-Donald, Mariana Broussard-Hayes, Adrian Reese-Collada, Michael Platt, Natalie and Bradford Smith, buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 296-0060.
All right, LSU football has posted a picture from practice. Garrett Nussmeier is
participating
out there. Yeah, it's a picture from the waist up, but he's out there. He is at practice. They're still at practice. And there's also been a picture that has surfaced from a team building, what I think is a team building exercise last night where he's playing air hockey. You can see his legs. There's no brace. There's no crutches. There's no air cast or anything like that. So, I feel like we need the breaking news.
But
it's a big story.
I mean,
it's a big story.
Yeah.
If something was happening to him, apparently he looks okay. Live at lunch from Ruffino's, the Hidden Pour, live 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life. giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, 4 cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com. The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus, $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
This is Charles Henniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
This is Charles Henniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Jimmy, Charlie, and Troy. Three best buddies sitting around talking sports bets. Let's welcome in Troy Macker from Bet Rivers.
All right, before we get to Troy, Brian Kelly just walked into the press conference and said that Garrett Nussmeier has tendonitis in his knee and is taking it easy as a precaution. He expects Garrett to be back full go tomorrow. So that was just a few.
So he's limited today, maybe.
Yeah. Tendonitis.
He said that.
Kelly says tendonitis in his patella tendon aggravated it, but through today. Tomorrow he'll be in a practice situation on a scale of discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. It's a 1.5, is what he said. So pretty minor. And he was out there today throwing, and. He'll be.
So
he'll be
he
back
did
practice.
enter a knee.
He did. Yeah,
I mean,
something
he's
happened.
telling.
Yeah.
Well, no,
something
he,
happened.
he,
Yeah.
he,
Yeah. So 1.5 on the 10 scale is outside of
Well, that's what he's telling us.
Yeah,
but
so it's a little minus something. Not going to keep him. Not going to keep him out tomorrow.
Troy, and we did see Troy. We saw the line go from it was 3.5 to 4 to some 4.5s on that news that broke on Wednesday, and maybe some exaggerations of that news. I don't know if you guys caught that at Bet Rivers Wednesday.
Yeah, I think we did. We're at the time of year where there's been some decent adjustments, but I think things will sort itself out as we keep going forward.
Hey, Troy, the three very limited. I'm sure it's everybody's account. Very limited action for the Hall of Fame game last Thursday, but with a doubleheader on the NFL Network, and then guys like Joe Burrow and the rest of the starters playing for about a little over a quarter. It probably had some action. Well, we definitely saw some line movements. I mean, Cincinnati for the first half and for the game lines really shot up. The Raiders shot up. The Colts shot up. All of the line movements, and we're talking about 5 points here, 6 points here, 3 points here. Significant line moves. They all went down in flames last night.
Yeah. What's really surprising is, again, we know it's preseason. These games are pretty awful from a visibility standpoint. But the biggest game, or the game with the biggest marquee teams, the Eagles and the Bengals, I believe, that was, of the three games, that was the least wagered on, least popular. I set my parameters back to the start of the week every sport. The Seahawks-Raiders game was the most wagered on game of the entire week. Fifth most tickets, I believe. The Ravens-Colts game comes in around fourth or fifth. So there's, a couple baseball games that were more bet. But we talk about how can you spend on these games. I don't remember this type of action on a preseason game last year. I could be wrong, especially not in week one, where, a lot of the starters aren't playing. I can also tell you is that, the book took a loss in all three games. Now, the one in the Seahawks game, not a big loss. The Ravens game, small, medium loss. But the loss we took on the Eagles-Bengals game, low, mid, six-figure loss. I'd put that at a medium to large loss. So,
wow.
You don't typically see that. I hope that's not a sign of things that come from week one. But people certainly are picking up on trends as we get more options for preseason every single year.
So this was the masses, the most people. This was line movements based on reputation of sharp action. Because if you had the lines move that way and the book still took a loss, well, that's what it is. The lines moved, based on reputation of the guys putting it in as opposed to handle. I mean, that surprises me because I would have thought that, a lot of people will bet the moves and kind of follow the sharp action because the percentage of sharp bettors that bet preseason is way higher than the recreational bettor who's going to bet all during the football season. The vast, Charlie, what would you say, 95% of people that bet during the football season don't bet in the preseason, recreational? Buddies of ours and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the sharp, it's...
And if they do, it's because they're bored. It's a pizza bet out of boredom.
Right. It's on. Let me just, throw this little gumbo bet down. So, interesting. Another thing, the unders, especially last year, and usually in preseason, all you need to do is look at the numbers. I'm looking at them right now, 32.5, 32.5, 36.5. Those are way lower than regular season totals. To last year, the first 2 weeks of the preseason, the unders went 26-6. They went 0-3 last night. None of them close. All of them sailing over.
Yeah, we look at, what was it? Colts-Ravens was 40, Bengals-Eagles 61, and the Raiders-Seahawks was 46. And you even look at, the games tonight, we're talking, and if I'm just looking, let's look at tickets First, we got the Browns, Panthers, 64% on the over. Lions, Falcons, 87% of the tickets on the over. Commanders, Patriots, 75% of the tickets on the over. We look at, on the money, it's very similar. So people are definitely leaning the over, and I think that's just betting, betting with your heart, not necessarily your head, because people want to bet overs. They want to see points, even though it's preseason football and points, they don't. It's like whose line? The points are made up and the score doesn't matter.
Right.
I'm just intrigued to see that we're seeing more tickets, we're seeing more money on these games. So it is, giving you, when you do see the final percentages, it is a little bit more accurate. You have a larger sample size. But after seeing what we saw last night, if you're going to bet on the side tonight, I would, and you don't have a ton of information, but you're just trying to get in on the action, I'd probably in overs just because I'm a trends guy and I think you follow the trends. And if, it comes back and all three games are on the under, then, maybe don't bet on over-unders on preseason games in the next slate.
Do we have any line movements for tonight or the rest of the weekend action, the remaining 13 games in this week one of the preseason?
Yeah, I haven't seen any significant action. Frankly, I've been looking. This is the one time of year where I spend a little bit more time on futures, and as opposed to the preseason, just because things can change so drastically based off of one or two bets because our total handle isn't going to be that large. So if someone does place a large bet, you can see a bigger shift in the odds early on where that won't shift the line too much during a regular season game. So I frankly haven't been keyed in on a lot of the line movement for the upcoming games on preseason. I tried to watch a quarter of the Ravens game last night, and it was just dreadful. It's interesting that once we say they matter, it's the most important thing in the world, but when it doesn't matter, you can't pay me enough to watch it.
Plus 6.5 last night, Troy. I thought it was wonderful. So anyway, I thought it was highly entertaining. One man's trash is another man's treasure. So speaking of futures, where are you getting? Are we getting the annual Bears push of future action this year?
Yes, we are, and I think because of the addition of their new head coach and people's hoped improvement of Caleb Williams, we are certainly seeing the Bears, but in especially in the Super Bowl market now. It's not as strong of a percentage in their division or in the NFC because the NFC is very strong and their division is obviously could play out being if the Bears are good this year, that's probably going to be the strongest division in football, just because as long as the Lions don't take a step back, the Vikings can hold serve, or J.J. McCarthy is as advertised. But the one in the divisional markets, and I love looking at divisional markets, that is really, really strong is the Buffalo Bills. And the Bills have been, obviously, they've won 4 straight divisions. They're minus 265 in and around, which isn't not a great price, but because the Jets have taken a major step back. And the Jets weren't good last year, but the New York market is huge. They had Aaron Rodgers. We saw a lot of action on the Jets. The Dolphins as well. They, even though Tua had injury issues heading into last year, which were exacerbated, they had Tyreek Hill. They had Jalen Waddle. So a lot of the money, we were getting more money on that, but it was split. Well, right now we have 97% of the tickets are on the Bills to win the AFC East, and 89% of the handles on the Bills to win the East. But at the same time, it's the most tickets of any divisional handle or of divisional play. Near almost twice as many tickets on the Bills to win the East than the Chiefs to win the West. Almost twice as much money on the Bills to win the East as the Bears to win the NFC North, and the Bears to win the NFC North is the second most wagered on. So even though Buffalo hasn't really added any weapons on wide receiver, which I know that was one of the concerns last year, it didn't really hurt them. People are going all in on Buffalo this year, and I can kind of see why.
Troy, good to have you back. We're out of time. We'll talk to you on Monday. Thank you, buddy. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thanks, guys.
All right. Don't forget our friends downtown Town Square Pizza. It's hip to be square. That's right. You coming in for the football season or coming in, moving in, the LSU students and staying downtown. Town Square Pizza was within walking distance of all major hotels. It's fresh, it's piping hot, and, man, it is really good. And it's affordable. It's generous portions. It's really good. It's a must, man, if you are staying or visiting downtown, working downtown. And, Carl the Cat doesn't work downtown anymore. He used to go all the time. It's Town Square Pizza facing Town Square.
Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
This is Buzzy Heidel for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps,
yes.
Matt just posted the audio on Twitter from Brian Kelly. It's not that long. We're not going to be able to get into this segment, but we can play it in the next hour. Can you find that and play it?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Matt just posted it. It's about 3 minutes long, but I don't.
Moscona, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can. Yeah.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I'm right now.
Yeah. We want to play it at the top and kind of preview it and see how much of this you need to play.
Okay.
During the top of the hour break, and we'll play it right in front of Bruce. Let Bruce know what we're doing. Tell him why we're paying as much attention to it.
I got you.
Okay.
Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. Traditional omelet, Cajun hash browns, big cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, a chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Okay, if you're just joining us, the update from out at practice was, yeah, good. Brian Kelly came out before Joe Sloan talked to the media, said that Nussmeier has patella tendonitis. It is not an ACL. He was on the practice field today. He was throwing. He will be in a full practice situation tomorrow. Kelly said he planted the wrong way, and he's got a pre-existing condition with this. We got the audio. We're going to get it turned around here during the top of the hour break, and we'll play it for you when we come back out of the top. Kelly's full statement, which was just under 3 minutes. So, as he said, the world is still round. But you understand
man, the guy had an injury.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's made up. It's not Clemson message board.
And LSU never said
fabricated.
that.
I mean, was it exaggerated? Yes.
The internet, it gets blown up. But they never said it was. Yeah. No media member here broke a story about a major injury. This kind of got blown up on the internet. Yes,
if he tweaked his knee a little bit, I mean, everybody at that practice
would have gone
a bit,
sure,
a little bit.
Absolutely, including especially the head coach.
Yes.
All right, we'll come back. We'll have that audio turned around for you when we come back here. Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And there ain't no troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
This is Buzzy Heidel for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the
I would say a minute 30 of the 3 minutes. Oh, nobody's there? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I was saying it's about a minute 30 of it out of the total 3 minutes.
Minute 30 is perfect. That is perfect.
So you're not gonna preface it? Just start it off, like top it out.
No. Let me introduce it. I'll be very, very brief, and then tell Bruce we'll come to him right after that.
All right, got you.
Thank you.
No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions, just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now boiling crabs at Sammy's. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, starting at 5 p.m. And on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
Keep your golf game sharp in the comfort of your own backyard with Louisiana Turf Company. Our greens look great, roll great, and react great. Don't be fooled by the competition trying to sell you some glorified boat carpet. Trust the pros and golf experts at LouisianaTurf.com. That's LouisianaTurf.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Okay, back here at Ruffino's Live at Lunch. Before we bring in Bruce Marshall, as we do every Friday at this time, Brian Kelly addressed the media before Joe Sloan's scheduled press conference after LSU practice today. This was just a little while ago. This was Kelly's statement.
Just for the record, he has tendonitis, patella tendonitis. He does not have a torn ACL. We have not amputated his leg.
Jordan, do we have it?
He has PO, and you know the initials of that, patella.
Y'all can't hear it?
I can hear it.
We can now.
He's out there today throwing. Tomorrow he'll be back out.
It's just super low.
Gotcha.
But calm everybody down. And a lot of that is due to his 2023 Osgood ladder surgery that he had, where the tendon was irritated back then. So this is just chronic. Pedoed it a little bit, and we'll calm it down, and the world is still around. No, it's tendonitis. Tendonitis is managed every single day around the world for all kinds of different injuries. But no, I mean he'll be, like I said, we'll just like a bad ankle that you're going to come back in. He'll be back out. He was throwing today. We'll be back out tomorrow. I think he's just planning, the wrong way. And when you have something that is, a pre-existing condition, you can piss it off real easy, and that's kind of
Okay, and we apologize how low the audio was. Kelly was not mic'd. He walked into the room and talked to the assembled media there in front of the podium, so I realized the audio was low, but it was it was clear what he said. He has some tendonitis. He tweaked it Wednesday, and it flared up on him. They're treating it. He was at practice today. He did throw, and he is expected to participate tomorrow in the scrimmage. So crisis averted. And with that, we can move on.
You got Brucey?
And bring Bruce Marshall in wherever. Last week he was in California, so he's a little bit rattled. Bruce, you back in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I'm back in the United States, if you can call this that, in Las Vegas. Yep.
How you doing, Brucey?
Hey, is that Jimmy?
He's wearing
You're
his
in California more than me. My goodness. Del Mar's a little different. I went to Monmouth while you were at Del Mar. I went to the Haskell, so we did our horse racing deal in July.
Yeah, man. Listen, the high was 73 degrees the whole time I was there. It's just, come on, man. We'll just start from there. Anybody in South Louisiana, you get a little worn down with the heat, man. So it's my low spot, man. It's my low spot. So it's always, it's just, I don't know. I enjoy it. That's my spot, and we'll start with the weather and we'll go from there, man. It's fun. Who was it, Matt?
Nice.
When I was doing the picks, also, Matt said, "Well, did you win?" I said, "I lost less. That's a win." So at the track, it's a tough racket to hit. Bruce, explain. So I don't know if it's 95% of the recreational football bettors don't really bet preseason.
that percentage is way higher. I don't know if it's 50%. I don't know if it's 40, 70%. I don't know exactly the percentage of more serious, sharp, or professional, bettors. Because tell me if I'm wrong here. So where the draft is sort of an information-based bet, well, this is part information, but you're still playing. So is it half draft, half exhibition? Is that what we call preseason? But the information gathering is something that drives the sharp, a much higher percentage of sharp players up to it. For the recreational players who don't have time, they got jobs, they got families, or whatever it is, and they don't have time to devote to trying to see, exactly what the rotation of starters will be for the different games.
Yeah, that's all sort of correct, Jimmy. And I think though the fact, and listen, when I was at the Gold Sheet all those years, Mort Olson used to say that the preseason offered better opportunities or improved opportunities than the regular season. And because just the things you said, you get differences in approaches to the game, how the coaches approach them, the teams, who's going to play and all that. Now, from a point in the 70s when Mort first started saying all that, I mean, things have changed, and a lot of these teams approach these games very similarly right now. You don't see a lot of starters playing, certainly in the first game and definitely the last preseason game. But here is where having a working knowledge of the roster comes in handy, and if you can get some information that means something, that's a plus. And but basically, I've always thought it comes down to the quarterback rotations here. In summer, I mean, you can get some real edges in these games if you really have a good feel for who's coming in and taking snaps. There are a lot of teams in the summer who go deep in the quarterback depth chart, and they simply can't move the ball in summer. But if you get a backup quarterback who can come in there and move the team, what an advantage that is. And I think we might have a couple of those coming up this weekend. But I've always thought preseason is you have a better chance to beat the preseason than you do the regular season, and I stick by that, and I'm still thinking that way this summer.
So we had Troy Macker from Bet Rivers, and we saw the line movement. So the Bengals opened up. It was about Pickett or one, and they went, when Zach Taylor said, no, we're going to play our starters a few series. Well, it's including Burrow, including Chase, and those guys. That line went off at 6.5. The Raiders, with their new coach, Pete Carroll, making a return to Seattle. I mean, he is a very big winning percentage at all three stops in the preseason of his coaching career. That line shot up about 3 points or so. The Colts, with their legitimate quarterback competition, they're rotating their Richardson and Jones for the first half against a backup quarterback for the Ravens, and a lot of other starters out. But all three line movements lost. But he said the book took a loss. So the line movements were based on reputation of those sharp bettors who were betting those moves, as opposed to the overall handle. I thought that was interesting.
It is interesting, Jimmy, and it means some of the news that comes out of these, even if starters play, they're usually not playing too much. A couple of things. One, as far as Baltimore is concerned, it wasn't long ago that John Harbaugh had run off 24 straight preseason wins in a row. Now, that went from 2016 into early 2023. They cooled a little bit the last 2 summers, but he's had a tremendous track record. He's generally had better backup quarterbacking, and Devin Leary doesn't give him that much, but they did enough in the first half with special teams and when Rush was in the game that they were worth it last night. So I think a lot of sharp bettors are just going to play Harbaugh, and they gladly let the line react to the Indianapolis quarterback situation. Oh, by the way, Richardson got hurt early in the game last night, so there's a risk a little bit with his pinky finger. We'll see how that goes. The other note, thus far in preseason, I think this is also sort of interesting. If it's a trend to follow, and sometimes these don't endure, all 4 of these games thus far have gone over rather comfortably. So and they still we got some low totals again tonight. I know the quarterback rotations don't look scintillating in some of these games, but keep an eye. That's a little bit of a trend going on here. And like I said, know the backup quarterbacks. A lot of us knew that when Pete Carroll went, I thought he would go to Cam Miller, the rookie from North Dakota State, a little bit earlier last night. But he's a sort of quarterback who can make some things happen in preseason. I know he's a rookie, but he's got mobility. He can extend plays, and that's very important for a preseason backup quarterback. So as opposed to a guy like Leary for the Ravens. Now I know they won last night, but it wasn't because of him. But you know that about the quarterbacks there, and I think there's a couple spots this weekend where that may come into play.
Charlie, we talked about the Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson and evaluated how they looked last night, even with Richardson in limited time. But did you see the rookie quarterback of the Colts who wants to run when he got in there?
I kind of punched out in the second half. Was that Riley Leonard?
Yeah. He throws the ball from his ear hole, man. He really doesn't extend, in his mechanics. So he had multiple balls deflected at the line. We saw how, if you struggle throwing the ball in the college level, which he did at times, it usually doesn't translate to throwing it effectively at the NFL level. So
no, we've seen a lot of quarterbacks like that. The guys that were really good college quarterbacks, they're not going to be professional quarterbacks. They go in, they're in camp for a year, maybe two, maybe they hang around a year or two on a practice squad. A lot of these guys do it. They know that they don't have a long-term future. They want to get into coaching maybe or something like that. I'm not saying that that's what Leonard's
no,
gonna do,
he wants to try and make a run at it. Man, he's a really good athlete. So the thing is, hey guys, how you doing in the middle of a show? So anyway, the thing is, one of the best example of a guy who was such a runner, he had a great arm, but it took him forever to be a comfortable passer, was Randall Cunningham. Now, I don't know who was a running-oriented quarterback, Bruce, historically, that actually had a solid passing career in the NFL. There ain't many.
We're going to talk about Steve Young first?
That's a great one.
Well,
that's a great one, yeah.
Yeah, well, Fran Tarkenton's the first one that comes to mind, but it's more of a scrambler for him. But you're right. I mean, it is an adjustment. However, on this quarterback thing, let me offer you one, and this is a game tomorrow in San Francisco. The Broncos go in there, and by the way, Sean Payton, there was a time when he was at the Saints, you guys knew this, you saw this, he actually had a very good preseason record earlier in his career, and for a point, and a lot of it was when Chase Daniel was still there, and when he would come in the game as the backup, that would be an advantage for the Saints over everybody they played, and that's why Payton for several years had a very good record, at least until Daniel moved on. Okay, so he's in Denver now. Denver won all three of its preseason games last year, plus the last game of the preseason the year before. That's 4 straight wins. They've scored 35 per game in those preseason games. They have been very animated, very sharp. Last year, they had 3 quarterbacks they could run out there. Nix was a rookie, but they also had Zach Wilson and Stidham, who had starting experience, and this generally gave them an advantage as the games went on against other teams. Now, Wilson has moved on this year. Who have they got in there this year is their third quarterback? Sam Ehlinger. He is Mr. August. He's a very good preseason quarterback. He was very good for the Colts. You look at the games when he played. The Colts they did very well when he was in there. He extends plays, and I'm hearing that Payton really, really is high on Ehlinger. He may go the whole second half tomorrow in San Francisco or in Santa Clara. And I dare say they will move with Ehlinger in the game, and that's why I like Denver a lot tomorrow night. The Niners have got injury problems galore, and you're not going to see Purdy tomorrow night. You'll see a little bit of Mac Jones, and the other quarterbacks, including Curtis Rourke from Indiana and Carter Bradley, who used to be at South Alabama and a little bit the Raiders last summer. They've never taken a snap for Kyle Shanahan before. Denver's going to win that game tomorrow night. And, oh, by the way, their win margin in those last 4 wins in a row, 24 per game. Shanahan just wants to get out of there alive tomorrow night. Ehlinger will play most of the second half, if not the whole way. And Denver's going to win that game tomorrow night. That's my play of the weekend in the NFL.
All right. I remember you being high on him last week as well. All right, some of these the trade deadline's done, and we see some more aggressive. Padres really aggressive. Seattle was aggressive. And some of these leads are dwindling. Houston down to 1.5. Now, Yordan Alvarez is ready to come back very soon, probably less than a week away from coming back. The Dodgers lead is down to 2. They're showing that it might not be the Dodgers versus the field in this postseason. The Red Sox are only 4 back of Toronto. Detroit's 13-game lead is now down to 6. Which lead is most prone to evaporating the rest of the way to the last 7 weeks of the season?
Yeah, all good points, Jimmy. One other thing about the deadline, I might have mentioned this to Charlie last week, but all these relief pitchers at the deadline, this is the impact of analytics, I think, on baseball, and the relief pitchers are becoming more and more in demand, and they were like the preferred option at the trade deadline for sure. And some teams did, really load it up there. San Diego is one. I'm looking at I was just watching them this week, those games at Arizona. They really showed me something down there the last 2. I think they're a flat-out better team than the Dodgers right now. I really do. With the ads they had, and all of a sudden some of these guys, O'Hearn came up. This is a position player. Clutch hit the other night at Arizona. And this bullpen is deep. And Mason Miller was toying with the Diamondbacks. I know Gurriel hit a homer off of him in a fluke swing. Closed his eyes on a 104-mile fastball, and he hit it out. Miller is dominant. You add Suarez in there, and that was already maybe the best bullpen in the league. I think San Diego could actually overtake the Dodgers in the West. The Dodgers have been floundering here for 2 months or so. So I think that's possible. And Houston better watch out, too, because Seattle, now they did just get through with the White Sox there, but it looks, and let's see if Naylor is hurt. He had to come out of the game yesterday. But we know they've got pitching there, and they might have enough hitting right now. Adding Suarez, and, of course, they got Naylor right before that from Arizona. Rosarena is maybe the hottest hitter in the American League right now. Houston is under siege right now. So, watch that. Those two divisions in particular, I would think Houston and the Dodgers have something to worry about.
All right, Brucey. What else did we miss, buddy? It's while I was gone, man. You watch any soccer when you were overseas?
Well, I was just in the East. I did all the.
Okay.
I was at all the media days, so I did 3 of them. And by the way, the Big Ten ain't coming back to Las Vegas, I think, anytime soon. That was way the worst.
What happened?
Of the 3, and I only went one day to the Big Ten, but they had it at Mandalay Bay. It was at the convention center, totally disconnected from the hotel. It was like a church in there. It was so quiet. The SEC better at the Hall of Fame in Atlanta. A little bit of a buzz, a lot of buzz at the ACC in Charlotte. That was, I think, my favorite one. But the Big Ten, I don't think they're. And James Franklin even said it. Apparently, he said, "What are we doing here?" I mean, it was like a vacuum. They took all the atmosphere out of it. Bad idea for the Big Ten.
One guy.
I was back there. I was in.
I
was in Washington. I went to see the Nats a couple times, and then we drove up to Vermont up to see the Haskell. So good couple weeks.
One guy embraced it. The Big Ten being in Las Vegas. He said, well, he's got 16 returning starters from a 10-win team. They're excited. They really think all his coordinators, his quarterback, and this is where I met my wife. We don't have to go into details.
There you go.
Where I met her, we met. She was working at the Wynn. So
Yeah.
Brett Bielema, who married his cocktail server.
Yeah, that's a good story.
Yeah, that's right.
In all seriousness,
And there was no Radio Row in the Big Ten either. There's like 4 radio stations there. We're used to a ton of them at SEC and ACC. Hardly any came out to Vegas, so the atmosphere was really waning out there.
in all seriousness, Bruce, even if they'd had the SEC media days in Vegas, we know enough people, enough media. The budgets are being cut in news departments, sports departments, everywhere. We hear this story every day. There's a lot of independent contractors that work in our business in this part of the country, and you're on your own dime. And if it's, hey, listen, I can go pull this up on YouTube and get all the audio I need and hear everything without taking it out of my pocket. I'm not surprised that it was so poorly attended or poorly buzzed. I mean, because a lot of people in our business now are having to take this out of their own pocket, and well, it just ain't happening.
Yeah, I agree. That's why it didn't make sense to move that thing 1,500 miles away.
Yeah.
I mean, put it in Chicago like it should be, or Indy, where you can drive there for a day and not have to fly out to the coast and stay at those expensive hotels.
90% of the media in the SEC can drive to media days. I would say, in a day or less. So, and you just can't do that going to Vegas.
Brucey, great stuff, man. I'm glad to be back, and let's get to it, man. Football is right around the corner.
It is. Have fun, boys. Talk to you next week.
Yes, indeed. Bruce Marshall, great stuff as usual. Of course, he's been with us, about 25 years or so, giving his picks every Friday as well. Lock of the Week Friday. Football Friday is right around the corner as well. And we'll start in 2 weeks. Week 0, we will expand the show to 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So that starts in 2 weeks. We'll be doing a dual show. Charlie getting everybody ready here for Eat the Competition dinner. And myself, Chris Mero, and yes, Max, a late addition to the Circa Radio Row in Las Vegas, downtown Las Vegas, our show. So we're going to be doing a dual show. But Football Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., that starts in 2 weeks here from Ruffino's. Don't forget our friends at Total Maintenance. It's hot. That air conditioning, you didn't listen to me. You didn't get that AC check and get it tuned up. And now it's broken down on you, huh? It breaks down because you're really wearing it out during these hot summer months. Call my friends over at Total Maintenance, 480-1000, 480-1000. Lucas Ragusa has worked his way all the way from the bottom, all the way up through this in every step, so he knows and he respects every job that has to be done in this whole operation. They got staffs in Baton Rouge and New Orleans. They're not compromised. We got completely different staffs and offices in both markets. But it breaks down here in town. There's one guy to call. That's Lucas Ragusa and Total Maintenance, 480-1000, 480-1000.
Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross-Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross-Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
This is Charles Henniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. This is Charles Henniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
You've heard me talk about Workbox services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martin Padial has expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martin Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Call Workbox at 343-4886 or workboxllc.com.
There's more than one way to listen to ESPN Baton Rouge on the radio at 104.5 and 104.9 and 98.1 HD2. Online at 1045ESPN.com and with the free ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford.
1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Today's show also brought to you in part by the Thibodeau Store and the Pierre Part Store. Look, tailgating is just about here. You want to get your tailgating gear, all your pots, your crawfish pots, your jambalaya pots, all of your grills, your griddles. Man, get them at the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, all the way up to the big green egg cookers. Your outdoor kitchen is going to be taken care of. All of the accessories, in addition to all of the hardware, portable rigs, all those things that you want to bring out for tailgating, available at Thibodeau Store and the Pierre Part Store.
I got to get down there before football season starts.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a little Thibodeau store and a Pierre Part store.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it just gotta get my stuff before. I mean, it's not real work, Charlie. I know you like to claim it as real work when we, have to be on the air 7 days a week during football season. I think I work harder because I'm sweating the games a little bit more than you.
Uh-huh.
But anyway,
you would think that.
Man, and you have a really good Jimmy out weather day. I got to get that green egg going, man. I got to get it going, and so I got to get that extra gear. It's fun, man. It's a cool. I mean, it for you if you like to do outdoor cooking, and for you guys that do your own cooking for your tailgates. It's a must, man. It's a must. You don't know what you're missing out on.
900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau. Online, it's thethibodeaustore.com, and delivery available on a lot of these items. So if you're just joining us, Brian Kelly came in, talked about Garrett Nussmeier. He was at practice today. He did throw. He did experience some tendonitis in his patella, and he will be ready to go tomorrow for the scrimmage, according to Kelly. And so, as he says, the world is still round.
He said that.
Yeah, he said that. Those are exactly. The world is still round. He's
been great with the media, man.
He's
been
more
great.
than generous with his time, and he's been forthcoming. They are isolated a good bit in that building. That's why they have, media relations, sports information people to say, hey, look, you guys are working, 18 hours a day or whatever. Outside, the world is on fire because they think that something is really bad with Nussmeier. And it's like, okay, we'll come in. Kelly came in, gave about a 3-minute deal. We played most of it for you earlier in the hour. That's how you diffuse a situation. And they closed practice today, probably because they didn't want the entire world just breathing down Nussmeier's neck, and every nick and twitch that he did out there today gets scrutinized. That's that's fine, and they didn't close the scrimmage for tomorrow, so that's good. So that crisis, I think, is averted.
But let's act like again, something happened.
Something happened. Okay,
yeah, something happened.
So
and we don't know if it was non-contact or he got hit.
He planted.
Awkwardly.
Okay. Planted awkwardly.
He said that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, this guy's he's transparent, man.
That's it.
Almost to a fault sometimes when he tells you who's out or who's not. I don't know. But he is a different different guy dealing with the media than he was in Notre Dame.
No question. No, he is. And you remember, he got out in front of those injury report things before the SEC mandated.
He sure did.
He wanted to do that. Joe Sloan also talked to the media And a couple things out of that. Number one, he confirmed that Aaron Anderson was back at practice today. The junior had missed several practices with some soreness. He was back at practice today, so that's good news. Expect him to be a big part of this offense this year. The other part, and I want to talk about this just for a second here, he said he was enjoying the competition along the offensive line. And I think this is significant. Why? Because at the other positions that there is competition along the defensive line, in the secondary, at wide receiver, even at the backup running back position, there are going to be rotations. So guys that are not in the starting lineup are going to play, some a little, some a lot. But that offensive line, once it gets locked in, it's not a free substitution situation. So when we get 5 that they go with, outside of injury, those are usually the 5 that stay. Now, I know they rotated linemen in the bowl game, but that's a whole different thing. So when you talk about Tyree Adams and DJ Chester, Braylon Moore, Weston Davis at right tackle, and Josh Thompson at right guard, those have been the 5 that have gone out there the most with the first unit. But I think Sloan is not exaggerating when he says there's still competition going on there. And I would watch Cohen Eccles, who had a good bowl game, who has impressed at times in practice and has taken a handful of reps with the ones. I would not rule him out as a guy who could be on the move to potentially be a starter at some point. I would say the same thing about Carius Kern, the true freshman. It's a massive guy. He's about 6'5". He's about 330 pounds. He is a big man. He has worked at the left tackle, but he has also seen a little bit of time at guard. Probably not ready to start game 1. They don't have to do that anymore unless they want to. They're not forced into a freshman having to go out there before he's ready. Paul Mubenga, I wouldn't rule him out, though I do think those other 2 guys may be a little bit in front of him. But Mubenga started the last 5 games of last season, did a decent job there. I mean, he's not Alan Faneca, but he's a guy that I think is going to be in the mix. So I wouldn't rule out at those guard positions some movement between now and the opener. Could be the same 5 guys. Could be a little bit of movement. I think there's some really good prospects there. I like Eccles an awful lot, and I think Kern is going to be an all-conference player before he leaves here, but I don't know how soon he ramps up. And I think you're going to see all 3 of those guys push when we get into the full contact, which we're into now. As we get towards the opener and you get into the scrimmages, those will be positions that I'm watching, because once they lock in, I don't know that you're going to see very much rotation. You may see guys. Now, look, in the early part of his career, Brian Kelly made some substitutions early in the season. They changed centers after that first Florida State game. They got Emory Jones in the starting lineup very early in that freshman season, though he didn't start the opener. So I'm curious to see how they start. But I also think that there's some competition there. I think those guys coming from behind have a real opportunity there to make some noise. So that was interesting. I thought the 2 things from Sloan, that offensive line competition, and the other one was the availability of Aaron Anderson, which I think is a very good deal. So.
I mentioned we did our SEC podcast, handicapping podcast yesterday, and Paul Stone likes LSU over 8.5 wins and to make the college football playoff.
Okay, well, I like them too. I think that I'm sitting on 10 wins. Is kind of where I'm.
He picks Texas to win the conference,
and that's.
I was looking at. When's the last time that the preseason number 1 and number 2 didn't have returning starting quarterbacks?
Oh wow, that's a great question.
I bet it's rare. When you talk, Charlie, how many returning starters is your quarterback returning? Isn't that sort of
sure? Just on a guess, maybe one of the years Miami was good through 8 different quarterbacks over 20 years or something like that, and so was Florida State. You know, I'm
Okay,
talking about from the late.
USC, were they good? But what were they ranked in 2004 preseason?
2004, they ranked number one.
No, I mean after the Liner's first year. So 2005, would that be?
2000. No, that would have been 2003 was Line's first year. Prior to that season, they probably weren't number one. 2004 was when them and Oklahoma ran the table from start to finish. But you're saying when he took over for Carson Palmer, where were they ranked?
Yeah. But I just but they didn't have they were Orange Bowl champions and were very good, but they weren't
number one preseason.
as strong as they were, with the Bush.
My best guess would be one of those Miami years or Florida State years where they were flipping quarterbacks where they were in the top 5.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
That's a tough thing when you got to change quarterbacks and you're still number one.
The Saban run.
Yeah. Maybe one of those teams. This is the first year I think since 2012 that either Alabama or Georgia was not picked to win the conference by the assembled media at media days.
Well, if Texas is not in it, Georgia's the second, right?
Yeah.
Alabama's third.
Yeah, and LSU's fourth. Right. It's just a Texas. LSU wasn't picked to win the league in 19 when they had the best team of all time, so it gives you an idea.
Arch Manning does not go to Texas if they're not in the SEC, if they're not coming to the SEC.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
You think that's accurate?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Oh, really? You gonna acknowledge this one to me?
Take all of my Manning information from you.
Do you need to call Archie? Do you need to call Archie
No.
and get a quote from him?
I can't wait till your grandkids are being recruited. That's what I'm gonna get.
You don't have to worry about that. No.
We are brought to you by the Morris Insurance Group. If you're an outdoorsman, if you got a hunting camp, you got a fishing camp, you got a boat, you got an RV, things that have been maybe a little bit difficult to insure, you have a camp in areas that you
Big
really
boy
need.
toys.
Yeah, big boy toys, the duck camp, the fishing camp, your RVs, your trailers, tractors. If you've got property in flooding areas where you need flood insurance, protect yourself in the event of damage with the Morris Insurance Group. You can get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 201-0007, 225-201-0007. Talk to my man Buzzy Hydell. He'll get you a quote. He'll get you fixed up. Hunting season right around the corner too. So if you want to get that camp insured, talk to the Morris Insurance Group, morris-ig.com and 201-0007. Live at Ruffino's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now bowling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance. At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus, $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 Wesley, near Nicholson.
Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Today's show also brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, don't take any chances. No two situations are exactly alike, so let Coastal Capital Advisors work with you. They certainly worked with our family. It's given us peace of mind for what happens when we do eventually retire. They can do those same things for you. They can work with your business partners, with tax professionals, with your legal team. Make sure all of your retirement goals are achieved, no matter where you are in life, no matter what your age or your income level. They'll tailor a plan that is perfect for you and build that lifetime relationship. That's certainly what they have done for me. Contact Phil Fontenot and his staff at coastalcapitaladv.com. Coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, member FINRA, SIPC. Your boys playing tonight. Did you see the reports out of Giants camp? To see some Jackson Dart tonight tomorrow against the Bills.
Just
NFL Network games.
I'm not pulling against him, man. You know, and he's. I think he.
You're not a believer.
I think he showed some real toughness. You know, I mean, he would get by. Man, he'd lower his pads when he was finishing off a run in the secondary. That's not, you know, and so I just think there's a lot of quarterbacks, you know, a lot of average, mediocre, good, whatever, that can really be productive in Lane Kiffin's offensive system. And I've seen it. I mean, his numbers were no better than Matt Corral. Their success was because, man, keep in mind how bad those defenses were when Corral was playing. They were awful.
Yeah, they
awful.
were.
And so, yeah, the overall team success, but there was, Charlie, a couple of things. I mean, you're missing bad on some wide open attempts when too many starts to be doing that. And, I mean, he's a product. You know, every Texas Tech quarterback was a product of their system when they were with Kingsbury and Leach, -1, Mahomes. Now, nobody knew he was going to be that good. But he was, you know, we could tell he could run. I could tell you what, LSU still chasing him in that damn Texas Bowl. I don't see it, man. I heard he's really struggling too in camp.
I haven't heard.
For what it's worth.
Yeah, sure.
But no, I just don't think he's. I think they overdrafted him, man. And look, they overdraft quarterbacks all the time.
It would not be
It's
the
at
first
position.
time.
Yeah.
I thought he got better. I don't. By no means do I think he's a can't miss. But I'm not going to completely write off his chances either. I think he's in a good position in that he doesn't have to play. They don't have one. They got two veteran quarterbacks that they can play. Jameis Winston is there. If they don't think he's ready, they don't have to shove him out there. And on top of that, you have a coach whose job is hanging by a thread. He's going to want to play the veterans. So I think Jackson Dart is going to get, and look, it's more rare than not, even though it shouldn't be, essentially a redshirt year in the NFL. A lot of these guys get shoved out before they're ready because the coaches, the pressure's there from the owner, the media, whoever, push him out there. I don't think that Daboll has.
There's pressure from the media. There's pressure from the fans to see him.
But I don't think that there is pressure from the owner to push him out there.
You don't know that.
I don't know that.
I know the coach doesn't want to play him.
Here's why I think
I can tell you that.
Here's the tangible thing. The reason I believe that. They didn't need to sign Jameis Winston. Okay, they needed to sign a veteran. They signed Russell Wilson.
They signed him after they drafted Dart?
No, they signed him before.
Okay,
they signed him before. They didn't have to do that. They could have put that money elsewhere. They could have taken any number of journeyman quarterbacks for that they could have shoved in there, and said, look, we're going to ramp Dart up, and we're just going to have another camp arm in there. They brought in a second veteran quarterback. I think, could be wrong, specifically so that they didn't have to rush this kid out there. But he's going to play in the preseason, so we'll get a glimpse tomorrow.
Well, you say they.
The front office.
I think it's more. I know, but they. The thing that I think is more pertinent is Daboll and Shane, the head coach and GM, are fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
There's no their jobs. There's no. They're fighting for their jobs. That is clear. They were given one more year. They could have. Nobody would have blinked if they'd have both been let go last year. So. They after securing Wilson and Jameis, they drafted Dart when another really good player, and they got one from Penn State, would help them save their job short term.
Sure, and maybe that came down from ownership. Hey, we got you 2 first-round draft picks.
Nah, that could have been.
Use one on a quarterback.
That probably did.
Yeah. So you said, okay,
because it doesn't make sense to you're fighting for your job that you bring in a guy you don't even want to play for this year anyway. Because we all agree on this: playing Jackson Dart over Russell Wilson, that's not the best approach to win this year.
No. It is not. Another quarterback we're going to see tomorrow, at least briefly, is J.J. McCarthy, making after a whole year off with that injury last year. So we'll see him. They play the Texans.
A lot of expectations
also
for the
NFL
Vikings
Network
this year, man. Like, they're just going to pick up where they left off, man. They won a lot of close games. I mean, a rookie quarterback. I'm not. Now, the coach, coach of the year, he seems pretty damn good. And man, he put Darnold in a spot to succeed where just nobody did before. So they think it's just going to be that easy for the. I don't know, man. And it's a tough division. It's a tough division. So I kind of lean toward they're under this year.
What is the total for them?
It's probably in the 9.5, 10 range. But I'll check it for you right now.
Because
Give me 30 seconds.
Because they could go 10-7. Okay, that's probably a playoff record. Okay, and they would be 4 games worse than they were a year ago. I mean, they were 14-3.
Charlie, they doubled their win total last year.
Yeah, so you could be -4 from what you did last year and still be a playoff team.
No, I'm talking about they're under for this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about like under 10. Let me see let me get to it. I'm scrolling it up right now.
14-3 last year, and they lost that last game to the Lions pretty bad.
Well,
but the other 2 games were close.
9.5.
9.5. See, you can go over that total, be a -4 from what you were last year.
Well, it just seems like it's just they're going.
They lost.
I just think they bounce this year, man. That's actually good. No, but I would, if I had to play it, I'd bet the under. The under is a little bit more juice.
Yeah, it would be a stay away spot for me because I don't
playing
know
a rookie quarterback.
I don't know if McCarthy's good or not. I know last year they lost 4 games, 2 to the Lions and 2 to the Rams, who were both really good, and they didn't lose to anybody else.
No, 1 each.
Yeah, no, they lost to Detroit twice in the regular season, and then they lost to the Rams once in the regular season. They lost to them in the playoffs. That was their 4 losses.
I forgot that. That's right. That primetime game, they looked bad. Both the Rams were in Los Angeles.
They were.
Both the Rams in Los Angeles. But I know this. How many times did they let him throw the ball against Penn State? Like 10?
That's when Harbaugh was in the hotel, right?
I don't care. I mean, they locked him up.
If he's
a guy that's going to start the first game he's healthy as a pro for a team with expectations.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's got a nice supporting
cast. You ever
cast.
seen a guy?
They're going to be without Addison for 3 games. He got his
I hadn't seen a
suspension
guy
last week.
get locked up since Cristobal used to do that to Herbert.
Oh,
until he fell behind.
Coaching malpractice. You did watch Les Miles, right?
Yes, I did. Jamarcus. yes.
Matt Murder.
We did. Hey, look, don't forget, Eat the Competition dinner is just around the corner. I'm going to be out of town, but Gordy's filling in for me, Charlie and Gordy. I will tell you this, you can pass my word along. I'm very optimistic about the Tigers this year. So I'm just
put it up on a big screen.
But ray of sunshine, baby. So it is. But it's great, man. Chef Patrick really gets into it, and the theme-oriented dinner, the wine dinner, and stuff like that. Just really, it's a good time. It's always. I think it's going to be a nice energy to it this year. Secure your tickets right now. Goes to a great deal. In a Ruffin Rodrigue, benefit. Allison comes in here and she talks about it. It's a wonderful event. I'm really going to miss it this year. But tickets are available right now for the Eat the Competition dinner.
Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and
All right, whenever you're ready.
Eyes rolling.
This is Charles Hanniger. Join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch. From walk-ons in Brewley, we'll have some thoughts from the LSU scrimmage and the Saints' first preseason game. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Monday from walk-ons in Brewley on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, big cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Thunder Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and the cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Saints and the Chargers, 3 o'clock on Sunday. That game is on the NFL Network. Devastating injury for the Chargers yesterday, losing offensive lineman Rashawn Slater for the rest of the year. Just recently made him the highest paid offensive lineman in the NFL. Appetizer features today here at Ruffino's, the fried shrimp and the duck fingers, soup and salad features, the shrimp and corn chowder, the strawberry and spinach salad, bone-in pork chops, and the braised prime rib. For Jimmy Ott, I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer from Ruffino's here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Medina.
All right, you guys have a good weekend.
You too, Jordan. Appreciate it. Thanks for all your help today.